lucky you. It's Coach Speak. Again, how about that? That's Ira and Corey, and I'm Jeff, and you're you, and you're watching Coach Speak, and we appreciate it. Ben, what do you got for us? Let's go. Let's get to the clips.
Well, I think Rick Pitino is a huge fan of Coach Speak. He must have watched last week's show, saw the DePaul interim coach, and said, I can do way better than that, guys. Unfortunately, I couldn't find this whole press conference. I feel like maybe St. John's doesn't want us to see that. But here are some snippets from the press conference after St. John's lost to Seton Hall.
All right.
I don't think they move well laterally. I don't think they're going to pick it up in the next week. I think they're slow laterally. I mean, Sean Conway gives you everything he can. He's slow laterally. About 5 guys are slow laterally. Even the Celtics, when we lost, I've enjoyed every minute being the Boston Celtic coach. Didn't like the fact that we lost in that following year, but this has been the most unenjoyable experience I've had since I've been coaching.
Do you have any second thoughts of taking this job?
No, not at all. It's not St. John's. It's my team. I think they're very respectful. They hear, but they don't listen. It's taken me a month to get them to throw bounce passes. Actually, 2 months to throw bounce passes. Just thinking of getting ready for Georgetown because Georgetown could definitely beat us.
And Georgetown sucks, guys.
Georgetown is awful.
They did beat Georgetown, though, I think. They did come back and beat Georgetown, so he was right.
How cruel is it to be that poor kid to have to hear your coach say, he gives us everything he's got. Sean's a nice kid.
Can't move.
But he's a bum.
Yeah, can't move.
He's kind of a lard ass. I don't know what to tell you.
Guys, I'm going to try, but nothing about my coaching can improve just how sorry an athlete they are. So it's not going to work.
Do you have second thoughts about this job? No. The St. John's is wonderful. It's a great program, tradition, history, facilities. It's these slappies I've got to coach is the problem.
Have you seen them try to move laterally? It's unbelievable. It's like they don't even know what the word means.
I'm pretty certain they were not good high school players.
How did they get here? Did they win a contest? Did they win like an essay contest?
I mean, slap dickery everywhere you look. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. Like, Pitino's 71. He doesn't have to do this. Why is he putting himself through it? Why is he doing it? He's 71.
I think he's motivated to prove the world wrong and get back to the biggest stage. And
well, he's not going to do it with Kevin, who can't move laterally to save his life. Like Sean. Sorry, I got those.
Don't besmirch Kevin. We don't know.
Kevin might be the best player.
But as Corey said, they did come back. They beat Georgetown, huge win over the Hoyas. And did you guys happen to see his press conference after that?
No.
So it was last night, and he basically it was a mea culpa. He apologized to Sean. He said I shouldn't have named his name. That's where I went wrong. I should not have put his name with it. He goes, but my thought was, look, Luka Doncic is slowed laterally. Nobody's more slow laterally than him.
Now Sean's being compared to Luka, who averages 40 a game.
Sean can't win. Now the expectations are too high. He can't win.
This guy can't play a lick of basketball to one of the 5 best players.
Yeah, he's the best player on earth.
And then I swear to God, he said this. We don't have the clip, but I swear to God, he said this. He goes, "The players, they mean everything to me. It's my family in my life. It's my family and my players. My players, they're the air I breathe."
Oh no!
I swear to God, he said that. It was awesome. And the two guys,
that mentor song.
2 of the players sitting next to him, neither of which was Sean. We're just kind of okay.
Surprised he didn't bring up Billy Minardi Hall or 9/11.
Yeah,
it's really quite shocking. Ben, clip 2, baby.
Hey, so while the Red Storm can't throw bounce passes down in Columbia, Missouri, they aren't able to draw fouls. Coach Dennis Gates is not happy with that. His team is 8-18 and 0-13
Our guy
in the
Gates.
SEC, and he's fed up. He's had enough, guys.
Picture of it all was our inability. We got to do a better job. We got to do a better job drawing fouls. I think we suck at it. We're fucking terrible. We're terrible at drawing fouls, and we got to do a better job.
Going off of that, do you think that opened up the floor more for Dalton Connect?
Can y'all write all that in there, right? Y'all can write that in there, right? Make sure you don't bleep that out.
So a little bit of history here, because Dennis Gates obviously coached at Florida State, and so we have a relationship with him going back over a decade. And that is not him. For people that are watching that haven't heard Dennis Gates speak a lot, that is very much not him. He's very polished, buttoned up. He would never do something like that. The history, I would say, is they haven't had a terrible season. And he's had a tremendous success everywhere he's been since he left Florida State.
He's got paid handsomely because of said success.
Head coach of Cleveland State had great success there. Missouri, great start there. Got a huge contract extension. It's crazy how poorly they're playing this year. But I've watched some of his press conferences to see how he's doing because we like Dennis. And he has complained pretty consistently that they don't get any calls and that he can't understand why other teams get to the foul line and his team can never get to the foul line. So I think he's being a little facetious there. I think he's sending a message and decided to go with the expletive to do it, which is, I don't know that it's going to accomplish anything, but I think that's what
I can tell you this. It's not going to be in a newspaper.
No, it won't be in a newspaper, but I will also say it guaranteed that it would get seen.
Especially on Coach Speak.
Yeah.
Look, now you're getting the idea, guys. You look at these press conferences around the country.
Yeah.
These guys are trying to aim to get on this show. It's like they're trying to say something crazy or outlandish or a little bit controversial to make sure they get seen on this show. It's
we see it. It's pretty transparent, coaches. We see.
Well, like getting the attention of the cute girl.
Right.
I really appreciate the effort.
It's flattering, right? But
flattering.
At some point, back when America's Funniest Home Videos started, and you could tell pretty quickly if something was
People
staged.
were faking it, yeah.
Like, there's no way that kid was going to swing a wiffle ball bat at your nuts like that.
I don't think anybody was going to fake a wiffle ball nut smashing, Corey. There's no.
It would clip. It hit their thigh, but they'd go down like it hit them.
Yeah.
And so the producers at some point stopped airing those because they knew they were fakes.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get to a point, gang, the three of us, where we're like, okay, this guy's doing it strictly
Just
to
trying
be on
too
Coach
hard.
Speak. He's trying too hard. I don't know that we can show this.
We like
Dennis. We like Dennis, so we're going to let him slide.
But I don't think Dennis was doing that to get on Coach Speak. I think
Probably
he's
not.
Frustrated at an 8-18 season.
He did want that out there. He wanted that to be talked about and out there, the foul situation.
And people, listen, these coaches realize what we did for Dave Aranda. They saw the Dave Aranda bump.
Got him another year.
Yeah. Otherwise he gets fired. But Baylor saw the attention he was bringing to their program through Coach Speak, and they want to follow that.
And by the way, Ira, I appreciate that.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we do appreciate that. We appreciate what Baylor did. The Georgia State head coach, his crazy rant after that game where he's all sweaty, got him a gig at South Carolina.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
we are crowning people. It's amazing what we're doing. Ben, clip 3.
Yeah, Sean Elliott got that South Carolina job with Shane Beamer's perfect play calls, by the way.
That's right.
Can't really ask for a better job than that. I'm kind of offended you guys didn't tell me about the gym that we have down in Blacksburg with Mike Young. This is after a big win over Virginia. He's fired up. He's ready to go.
Let's go.
Good 17 assists tonight. What did you like about how your team played as a unit?
Look at him.
They shared, Sam. They shared. All right. Willing to make the extra pass, willing to make the ball reversal.
Sam.
It's just an easy game, and we sometimes complicate it. This team sometimes has complicated it, and it's frustrated the hell out of me. But we've had great spurts, and we had 40 minutes of really, really good offensive basketball, both ends of the floor basketball tonight.
Mike, it looked like Hunter had some sort of cast or something.
Yes, it's a cramp. It was a cramp. Nothing more than that. And I'm so uncomfortable pulling him off the floor. And I asked our trainer, I said, am I running the risk of him pulling that calf because it was tight? He said, not really. And my assistant said, for God's sakes, you're up 32 points. Why would you even mess? So good point. Smart ass.
That was a
You're
good point.
up 32 points. Don't put the kid in with the cramp.
For God's sakes, get him out of the game.
How about that? Now I did not watch this one. I did go watch my guy Tony Bennett to see how he felt about that 30-something point loss. Ooh. And he's a little frustrated with his team.
But he looked like he had just been on the receiving end of a 35.
Yeah.
He looked disheveled. He looked like the guys in Apollo 13 that are trying anything. He's got his sleeves rolled up to get the ship back home, and they're out of ideas. They got nothing left, and they're they're stressing.
He looked like he was at the DMV.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Frustration you feel like
year 20. I like working at the DMV, like year 22 of working. Oh God, this guy with another suspended license. What? Just tell me what you need.
Frank, how many times do I have to tell you? You have to bring in your registration.
ID. I gotta have some form of ID.
He's always got. If you watch him on the sideline, he's always got the frumpy. He usually has the sports coat on, but he's got the frumpy, used car salesman look. The guy that's been working at that lot. Jeff, you worked for that guy. I think back in the day,
back in the day for a month. Yes.
Your brief career in car sales.
Yeah.
But man, I think it probably took a lot out of him, man. That's a big win.
It would have been cool if a reporter asked him, "What's the MSRP on my Buick outside?
Yeah.
Can you give me a number?"
Almost sell themselves. Why are you so stressed?
Yeah, really.
What do we got, Ben?
Hey, you guys look like you want to hear some coaches complain about officiating. This is Shawn Miller back at Xavier, and he's talking about his technical foul that he picked up.
A technical foul, and one of the things that I've learned, and I got this. There's a tier system in this league. I know what tier I'm in. No one has to remind me. I haven't won enough. I haven't been here long enough. I haven't been in the Final Four, don't have enough championships or wins. I get it. But what I get a technical foul, and this is the second time on this, for saying that's 5 fouls in a row now. That's 5 fouls in a row. That's a problem. That's a problem. And I get it. I'll take my rightful place on one knee. But what I'm not going to do is sit and watch that other coach do anything different than sit on his one knee. Because when you get into these type of games at Creighton and Providence, I don't want to give Providence one point or 2 points. That technical foul came at the beginning, in the middle of the first half. And if that's the bench decorum, then let's even out these tiers. All right? Don't pick on the weak dudes like me. Spread that shit out. Get some more guys. We didn't lose because of a technical foul. The officiating was fine. I thought even Des Claude's strong drive at the end, sometimes you get a foul on that call, but Gaines did a great job. That was an awesome block. That's the play of the game. He left the left corner, jumped above the rim and blocked Dez's layup. Awesome job. But when you get a technical foul that's 5 fouls in a row, I get it. I know who I am. I get it. But I don't know just in terms of how that feels for our team. And I just want to make sure that as that tier system's in place, the top tier guy can't do one thing and then, man, I'm sitting on my little, left knee and getting that technical foul.
I thought it was the right
That
knee.
shit is sickening. There's a lot at stake. There's a lot of players and people that work real, real hard. Game can't be decided by that's 5 fouls in a row. Tired of that bullshit.
All right.
It's like a movie soliloquy.
It wasn't so dramatic.
Yeah, it was.
Shakespeare right there. It was very much like he was in a play, a one-man play.
It was like, is Joe Pesci coming in? Like, what's the?
Yeah, because he kind of raised his voice a little bit, but not much. It was like it's like a simmering kind of anger that a director would be like, yeah, give me more of this. Give me more of this, Shawn. I like this guy.
I feel like you're in touch with the slights of the past.
Yeah, really.
But I don't get the whole big picture. I mean, the drama is awesome. I don't get the whole message, though. I understand I'm weak and I'm nothing. I'm on the lower tier. I get it.
I'm a loser and a bum.
Yeah. I get all that.
I'm an embarrassment.
But then he's like, so he says, I get it. I get all that. I understand. I understand my place.
I still like to get some calls.
Yeah. He's like, but then he's like,
but
we need to get rid of this BS. This is nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you understand where you are.
Yeah, exactly. The head official should call him up. Shawn, you just said you understood the tier system.
Yeah.
And you understand that you're at the bottom of the tier.
I treated you like the sorry ass you are. And
that nobody.
What's the problem?
Yeah. Golly, you know your place. You're supposed to be on your knees groveling. Apparently, I don't know what his message was about getting on a knee either.
Also,
he's bending the knee. He's bending the knee to the crown.
But who is he? He's in the Big East, right? Like, let's. I don't know enough about Big East basketball. Is he talking about Danny Hurley? in UConn? Because Danny Hurley is an absolute maniac on the sidelines. Yeah. Probably in real life, too. But is that who he's referring
as
to?
hell, yeah.
I don't think that wasn't in this game. I think this might have been against Providence, but I think it was maybe just in general what's happening, what these other coaches get away with, and the guys that haven't won national championships like me, this is what we're stuck with.
I think in the Big East, I don't know the conference that well. I have to imagine Danny Hurley is the only Tier 1 coach.
These days.
Yeah, these days. I mean, St. John's clearly isn't one.
Louis Carnesecca ain't out there anymore.
Yeah,
Louis
Carnesecca had kids that could move laterally. Didn't have Rick Pitino's guys.
Yeah.
I do like the drama though. Good work, Shawn.
It was a great. That's one of my all-time favorite, like 2-minute straight on just talking coach speak clips we've had.
Felt an awful lot like Look at Me though, guys. I feel like he might have been auditioning.
That's what I loved about it. But he didn't write it. Somebody wrote it for him. That was a one-act play he was reading from, and I thought he did a tremendous job playing.
He let it stew and simmer for a while there.
Forlorn basketball coach.
Pacing was solid. Yeah.
And it's crazy. He was in Arizona, right? Like he was a big up-and-coming star, and then got fired for some off-court stuff. Yeah. So I'm glad he knows his role though, and what tier he's in.
He's below Creighton.
Yeah. Creighton's another one. Creighton's a big-time school.
He's below Creighton. Ben.
Hey, let's go to the vaults, a little throwback here. This is Mike Brey, Notre Dame, after a tough officiating.
Check out this camera work, baby. Check out this camera work.
Tough officiating experience at Florida State in a loss.
They shot it like I've never seen before. I know they calmed down a little bit. I'm proud of our group. We gave ourselves a chance. Disappointing though, we had chances there at the end. Don't get fouled on that last one. And that steal, you get fouled on that? How about the walk on Pfluger at half court? Sometimes we're treated by the officials like we haven't brought football as a full member, but yet we get a full share of the ACC network TV. Are you kidding me?
I laughed
He tees up our bench from across the court because he's
why he
pissed off
starts
at us.
looking at me.
I'm frustrated, man. And I tip of the cap to Florida State. They made great plays. I love Leonard. He's a good friend, and they're a great team. You got to be kidding me, man. Come on, man. We're in the league too. We're in the league too now. Come on. Come on, John Gaffney. Congratulations to Florida State.
Congratulations to Florida State as he walks out. I just want you guys to appreciate that's not my first job to hold a camera like that.
Yeah.
Not only did I shake just a little bit the whole time, but I did think on my feet to follow him out of the room as he kept talking.
Real quick, and then we'll get to the gist of the what he had to say. I do want to talk about Corey's performance here. So at this point, this is like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
This was the COVID year when Florida State was really good.
Right. And so Corey, like doing the video thing was not really his first inclination usually. Like a lot of times we would have somebody, Aslan would be there, or maybe I would take the video. But for whatever reason, Corey was the only one in there at that moment. And so he got the video, and we don't always get the opposing coach. In fact, most times, especially back then, we almost never did. So it's just crazy that Corey had the forethought to film this because I think he thought Brey might go off about the officiating.
It's a 1-point game. I think Florida State ended up winning by 1.
But then Corey makes the news by laughing in the middle of his – as soon as he starts his rant, Corey starts laughing, which infuriates him and makes him stare at Corey, and it sets the whole thing. I don't know if
and then I think he probably walked off, but I was laughing because he was laughing. He was smiling when he said it. He's kind of a hard guy to –
I think he was trying to make a point, but also he realized it was funny. I think he maybe wasn't as mad.
I'm not saying he laughed. I just think it's like one of those things. I'm not saying he's mad at you necessarily. I just think it's one of those things where he's laughing to make a point. But it sounds like if he doesn't know you, it sounds like you're laughing at him for being a whiner.
Yeah.
That's the way I think he took it. And so now he's more mad. But my point is, I don't know that he was originally. Sometimes a coach might go into a press conference and say, "I'm going to go in here for a minute and I'm walking out." But I don't know that was his plan until that kind of unraveled. It's just awesome.
And I think I wish that Coach Brey understood that Corey was laughing with him. Like that's well done, Coach. That's funny.
It's really funny to say that, and I thought it was a funny point and a funny time to make that point. That maybe the ACC is mad that your asses won't join full time in football. You've kind of crumpled the conference. So yeah. But man, he's a very likable guy. He's always seemed like a really likable guy. And even he's like, we're in the conference too. But he's saying it as he's walking off the podium. Yeah. But he says it in almost like a jovial, like, I want to laugh and joke with him when he says it.
But in the same way that, again, he's using comedy to get across his point.
Yeah.
He's clearly had this issue, and he's been complaining that since they joined the conference, he feels like they've been getting screwed by the refs, which is like, man, how many violins are playing from Notre Dame?
No, especially when you have to suffer at the hands of a blue blood like Florida State. Florida State basketball has routinely gotten all the calls.
He's like, are you kidding me? We can't get a call against Florida State?
we might as well not be in this conference.
What is going on?
I'll get down on one knee like Archie or Shawn or whichever of those Millers.
Ben, what do we got?
I forgot about that clip. That's awesome.
Sometimes I wonder certain coaches how we've never had them on the show before, and Bruce Pearl is certainly one of them. This is after a loss to Kentucky. He didn't like the way a question was worded in his press conference.
We were at Ira's house for this game.
Following up on that, this is kind of the first time you guys have really had a true, like, just demoralizing game just in this building, demoralizing injury.
This was not a demoralizing game. That was a good team that played a really good game. What's demoralizing about a loss to Kentucky when they play well? Yeah. So I can't even begin to answer that. Do I look demoralized to you? Anybody think I'm demoralized?
It's kind of a testament to where you guys are.
Yeah. No, the point is, and this is what I want you guys to understand, I mean, our guys have been achieving at a high level. I mean, they've been, and oh, by the way, it's funny, I looked at the schedule the other day, and we're playing South Carolina, and they're 20-3. And they've won 7 in a row. And I said to my son, Steven, I said, you know what? This might be the easiest game of the next 4. Looking at Kentucky here, even going to the road to Georgia, then going to Tennessee. And so for these kids to have grinded and be in the position, guys, come on, demoralized?
– That's fair, right?
It is. I wish sometimes we could see who's asking the question. Because to me, I'm a grizzled veteran. You guys are more grizzled, but I'm a grizzled veteran. But like it sounded like a college kid asking the question. Now it might just be me making assumptions based on tone and pitch or however you judge voices. But sometimes these 20-year-olds, these college kids just don't know how to frame. They don't think about how to frame a question in a situation like this. I don't know.
Or Corey, they lack context because they haven't been around long.
Well, that's true. But yeah, demoralizing. There was nothing demoralizing about losing at home to Kentucky. I don't even understand. I feel like James Franklin. I don't even understand the question.
Yeah, I think, and that's exactly what I was thinking of because I think in that James Franklin clip, we thought it was a young guy, and people were like, "Oh no, that kid's not young at all. No. He's been around forever. He just asks some questions."
Yeah,
like
this guy might be one of those dudes that's like 33 that sounds nice.
He sounded like a kid, though. I agree with you, and that's a kid question too.
And it's just a poor word choice. Yeah. I mean, I think it goes back to, so often, and again, this is we make fun of these press conferences, and part of what we do is we do go at the media people sometimes as well. But it's an example where you don't have a chance to go edit what you say. So you really got to think about what you're going to say. And
they'll jump on it. If you say a word that you didn't mean to, because you start stuttering, and we've all done that, they'll jump on that word. And you want to be like, no, I didn't mean that word. I meant another word. But yeah, demoralizing. That's clearly not the word.
You can say disappointing.
Yeah.
You can say you're disappointed by getting blown out at home.
Yeah, with that fan base and that fan and that crowd.
Right, they can be disappointed, but not demoralized.
It is kind of ludicrous to think you'd be demoralized about losing to Kentucky at home or on the road. Do you guys ever, like, when people question you on a word and then you think you know what the word is, but you're not 100% sure, and then you find that, like, you're in quicksand all of a sudden? The one word that I always think about real quick is I was talking to a girlfriend in college, and I said inclement weather.
Inclement weather's right.
Yeah, I know. But she called me on it. And I was like 19, and she's like, "What is that? What is that? What is that word?" I said, inclement weather. And she's like, "How do you spell that?" I'm like,
climate with I-N before?
That's what I said. That's what I said, which is not correct. It's not. Right. That's not how it's spelled. But in my mind, I'm like panicking. Right. And then, so every time I see that word now, I want to call Kara up and be like, ha,
I had
was
it right. I was
But-
always right.
Ira, I'm going to go ahead and give you some advice. Don't call Kara. Just let Kara lie. Let Kara lie. Don't tell Kim that you're calling Kara up to. I saw Inclement again. It's my weekly call to Kara. Check in on her.
Yeah.
Oh man.
By the way, you could when you said that, she didn't back off, because
No,
even
she
though
was-
it's not spelled that way, it's spelled.
Also,
with
this was
an
1988.
ENT.
Pre-Google.
It was you couldn't just
Pre-Google.
look on your phone and
Yeah.
say, here, that I'm right. I'm
Yeah.
right.
I could just start typing in my phone and see
You
what
could
came
have
up.
said, "I'm a journalist, bitch."
Yeah, well,
That's what I did. That's actually what I did say, and that's why we
That's
didn't
why
last
he
much
stopped dating Kara. Kara had a little more pride than to be called that.
Don't come at me about words. If you want to talk about anything else, fine, but don't come at me about words. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I do
I
for a
can't
living.
help
I'm
you
Ira.
don't read books and you don't know what inclement means.
Sure.
Ben,
Let's look at the opposite coach, the opposing coach after that Auburn-Kentucky game, John Calipari. I actually combined two clips here. So this is John's opening statement after the win against Auburn, and then this is how he ended last night's press conference in a loss to LSU.
We have some people here that are there for a reason. We're going to make this out to be. Please just lead my players, let them be young and learn, and keep attacking me.
This guy's
I
insufferable.
may be the worst in the country.
He's
Just attack me and leave these kids alone, okay? Thank you. And yes, guys, we got a late flight and we got an early game on Saturday, so I'm out of here, and I'm trying to get my team on the bus too. Thanks.
he sucks.
So
He sucks.
I didn't watch the Auburn press conference. That's a great intro. The LSU press conference is great though. It lasted all of about 3 minutes. I think he maybe took 2 questions and then gave that. He's like, guys, we have an early game on Saturday. It's Coach.
The bus
Wednesday.
is going to leave without me if I don't hop on it. The bus is about to go.
Coach,
It's
it's
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
my man. It's Wednesday. Your game is what, Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah, they don't play on Fridays.
Oh, just
Apparently,
shut the hell.
apparently it's in Tajikistan.
Yeah.
And they've got 3 layovers.
Yeah.
I mean, what's a flight from Auburn to Kentucky?
Oh my
Well, no, that was Baton Rouge.
Or
but yeah.
Baton Rouge, but
a little
chartered
bit
plane.
further, a couple
He
hundred
could
miles.
jog there by Saturday.
Yeah, he'd get there.
On a chartered
Man, that
plane.
guy. So Kentucky fans might be I don't know that you're ever through with him because he always brings you great players. You got a million dudes playing in the NBA. There's
They
pride
never
that
win
comes with
anything,
that.
Corey.
But they've won one national championship. I don't know the last time they were in the Final Four, but they've won one
You got to
national
roll it
championship.
out there, Roy situation, buddy.
Yeah, except Roy won more. Roy
Yeah.
got himself 3.
Yeah, he did win more. Yeah.
So Calipari, but Roy wasn't that guy either.
No.
Like Calipari is so full of himself that he's going to sit there and beat his chest after beating Auburn, which was a nice win. And then as soon as they lose 3 days later on that crazy buzzer beater, he's like, guys, I ain't got time. It's just I hate the non-accountability. I don't want to answer questions because we lost.
And it was a crazy buzzer beater. It's not like they played terribly in that game.
Yeah.
Their win percentage, it's crazy. I'm sure he made some decisions he probably didn't work out well, but man, it's crazy how they lost that game. I mean, the ball's going out of bounds with a second half left, throws it back in, the guy tips it in.
But the part about, hey, I might be the worst coach in the country. Y'all attack me, I can handle it. Don't attack my kids.
Clearly,
they're
he can't
just kids.
handle it.
They're learning. Like, man, all those kids are going to be making more money than you in about 4 months.
Right.
It's effing Kentucky. Your basketball players are going to be talked about. They are going to be beloved.
I hate coaches.
And they're going to be talked about.
Exacerbated by the process of being paid millions of dollars to coach and be criticized and praised simultaneously.
Especially him, because he's been doing it for 30
Oh my
years,
God,
man.
it's ridiculous, man. You are on a pedestal. It's Kentucky basketball. There's like 3 other programs that are bigger than you, if at all.
It's completely disingenuous. He doesn't even believe that.
No.
He doesn't even believe the kids are being attacked and treated unfairly. He's just doing it to try to
Posture.
Posture to the press.
I'll tell you, the kids that are being attacked are the kids at St. John's.
and the kids at DePaul.
Yeah,
those kids
get attacked
by their own coach on a daily basis.
And he's the only one that watches them play.
Look,
nobody else watches
slovenly
DePaul.
dressed, slow asses I have to coach out here. This is ridiculous.
Imagine Pitino coaching Calipari's kids.
By the way, so DePaul lost by 30 again yesterday, and I went to see because the last press conference we had with Coach Brady was on their official YouTube channel. I went yesterday to see if it was there. They didn't upload this one.
I wonder if that kid took any charges. The kid that just won't get thrusted into the chest, or the other kid that just doesn't play hard.
Thrust to the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben.
Hey, this next one is our last one, but I did want to say Kentucky doesn't play again until Saturday at 4 p.m., by the way. So,
yeah.
But they had to make the flight. The departure time was like 11:15. They had to be on the tarmac.
And they can't fly direct into Lexington. I think they're flying into Louisville and then taking a train.
Or they rent a van.
It's a tough deal. Isn't exactly a night game, guys, but it's also not 9 a.m.
It's almost like he just needed an excuse.
Yeah, he made it up. Yeah.
No coaches get recycled quite like professional sports coaches, and this is Doc Rivers, who's still living off that 2008 NBA championship with the Boston Celtics, who somehow got hired by the Milwaukee Bucks, and I think not even he could believe it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I told our owners when they called, I said, I think I don't understand why you're doing this, and they said, one of the things they said was, well, it doesn't matter. We've done it now, and we want you. And so that was a tough one. That's where you had the hesitation.
Okay.
That's weird. It's like he knows he's the most overrated coach to ever live.
So is he taking JJ Redick's side in this whole debate with JJ and Austin Rivers?
Oh, I don't know that debate.
Oh, yeah. JJ Redick just completely just killed him in the hire and everything.
He said no accountability. The guy never has any accountability. Yeah.
And then Austin Rivers comes back with, I don't know why you're so mad at my dad. Your best years of your career were playing for my dad.
That's a good point.
You never guarded anybody. You couldn't do anything but be a stand-up shooter. He built things around you to take him in. It's pretty good. I mean, I guess it's fair. I don't know if it's really relevant to this conversation, but now they've got a little mini feud.
That's odd that JJ would go after him like that. Like Doc Rivers did make him a ton of money and gave him his best years of his career.
Well, I do think it's odd because he's usually spot on and with 99.9% of his takes. So it kind of tells me that perhaps Doc Rivers sucks as a coach.
Perhaps. I mean, I think he's he's a decent coach, right? Like he's Andy Reid before Patrick Mahomes. Like Andy Reid was a pretty good NFL coach, and then he got good NFL coach. And then got the well. I mean, Doc Rivers won a title, but it's like, he goes and coaches the Sixers, and all of a sudden Ben Simmons forgets how to play basketball.
Yeah,
and then you know what I mean? Like and then Joel Embiid gets hurt. Like James Harden stops being able to score. It's like all these crazy things happen to him.
Well, even right now, the Bucks aren't healthy. Like, I mean, I think Dame hasn't really played.
Weren't they like 33-10 when he took over, and they're 3-7 since he took over, 2-8. It's like, golly, man. Maybe the guy's just cursed. Just don't hire cursed coaches.
Just hire a
retread.
Yeah, hire a luckier coach.
But hey, maybe he'll win it all in the playoffs. But I do like the fact that you have your head coach of your team. Imagine being Giannis, and Giannis is the one that got the other guy fired. But any of these guys on that team and be like, the coach is like, I didn't want to do it, and I don't understand why they did it, but hey, let's give it a go.
I'll take his free money.
Yeah, they want to give me money.
Lose until they fire me and take all this cash.
I'll move to Milwaukee for 4 months. I don't care. They got nice hotels downtown. I don't give a flip. Just pay me. But I've never seen a coach kind of talk like that. Like, just like, I don't understand why they did it, and I told him I don't understand why you're doing it.
But also, I think if you're his agent, you're telling him to shut up.
Yeah.
What are you doing, dude? Don't tell everybody what they already suspect.
Yeah, Lenny Wilkins should have used that one of the 10 times he got hired or recycled.
Yeah, Paul Westhead, Paul Westfall.
Oh, my God, yeah. You guys just recycle it over and over and over again. Good work, Ben, as always.
Whoa, slow you down. Who's our coach of the week? Who gets the Aranda trophy?
You are correct. I blew it. The Dave Aranda coach of the week.
Yeah. It's I don't know if there's a no doubter. We might have a split. What if all three of us pick somebody different?
I think we're going to pick your boy with the soliloquy.
Yeah, I was going to pick Shawn Miller.
Yeah.
Really?
Also, did y'all notice when Shawn Miller was talking, and this is just for the people watching the YouTube, their backdrop kept changing. Like it was like a
lot of them do that now.
Is he talking? They talk in front of green screens, I guess.
A lot of these
signs.
Yeah. Okay. No offense to the school we cover, but yeah, a lot of these schools now have the digital signs so they can put advertising on.
I get it. It's a little distracting, though.
I actually don't like it. I think it sucks. They should.
I do too. And I'm listening to my man. He's got an all-time great soliloquy going, one of the best in Xavier sports history. and yet I'm looking at it change from Big East to some bank. I think it lessens the message when I'm distracted by the.
So Ira, who are you going to go with?
So Shawn Miller gets it. You guys get it with the 2 out of 3 votes. I'm going to go with Gates just because he's my guy. I like Dennis Gates, and if he's on the show, I feel like I need to support him. But
I like this just fine, but it was too short, and it's just an F-bomb.
And I would have liked them to emphasize the F-bomb. It seemed forced almost. I wanted it to come naturally, like Shawn Miller's did.
He did come back later, I think, at the end of the press conference and say again, so you guys make sure you do print that. So,
I want him to say it 3 or 4 times to get the award. Like, if you're going to drop the F-bomb, drop it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Get after it.
I do think you guys, if we do give this award to Shawn Miller, though, we are encouraging these blatant attempts to just get on Coach Speak.
That's
because that's clearly what that was.
Yeah, and I don't think other guys can do it as well as Shawn Miller did it. That's like trying to take the role after Brando. You don't want to do a streetcar named Desire after Brando's done with it. You're going to look horrible.
I will say Pitino is kind of a low key. You could have voted Pitino here. Rolling your boy under the bus with no lateral
quickness. He tries. God bless him. He just doesn't know how to move his feet.
That Shawn sucks.
And also, when we really think about it, I feel like I was the star of the week with the camera work on Brey. Nobody, you all saw those people in that press conference. Nobody else was flipping their camera around watching them walk out the door.
I was also getting a little seasick with your motion.
Hey, look, man, I wasn't as strong back then as I am now. The phone was getting heavy.
We don't vote on the cameraman.
Okay, fair. It's a good point. Good point.
All right, now I'll do it. Good job, Ben. For Ira and Corey, I'm Jeff. Be well, everybody. Peace.
Drink artesia water.